Hello, and this is the tank game that I've made for 3D Advanced Engines. The player has a choice between two tanks. The first one is a light tank, which is faster and has a better, higher turn speed. And the second tank is a heavy tank, which is slower, but it can take more weapons. The small tank can only take 2 weapons. The heavy tank can take 4. They have 2 different abilities. The first one for the light tank is a shield ability. One of the balancing things is you can't actually move, so you have to stay stationary, or you have to use it tactically and put the shield in between you and someone else, so you can get away. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that. The health bar, I'll get to that in a minute. So when it shoots, I'll put up my shield and then move back, and then that's my shield protecting me. The health bar is just as you take damage, it goes down. I split the health. I did originally have the fuel system incorporate damage, and over time, as you move, the fuel will decrease. That proved to be quite hard because the players kept dying really quickly. So I split the health system and the fuel system. So instead of having like a shield or something you just have the health, which kills you when it runs out. Or you have the fuel system as well, which when that, if you don't pick up any fuel for that, it'll cut off the input for players. And obviously just to get more health, you just go over to the health. And then to get more fuel, you just go over to the fuel, which it then updates. With the weapons, this one is an autocannon, so when you press down the right trigger, it just automatically shoots. The second weapon I've got, which is an ion cannon, which every press it shoots a bullet. Or if you hold it down and it charges, you let it go, it'll shoot a line trace and then set out a sphere trace, so anything in that area will get damaged by 15. One of the issues I've had, well, not issues, one of the things I didn't have time to do was to create a charge bar. As you can see, I do have an ammo system there, and I've also got a point for my infantry for controls. Another system weapon system I have is the cluster, which uses a suggest fire, suggest projectile path, which as it shoots, it gets the velocity. I can then pass that through the next actor that spawned. It will then spawn random actors in random locations, causing this really quite nice cluster effect, like so. The next weapon is a cannon, which is just a simple line trace. So when you shoot, it hits and then takes damage off. The next one is an airstrike, which shoots a line trace, and then if it hits anything, it'll set off a sphere trace, like so, and do 20 damage. The next one are the rockets. So they're in sequence. When you shoot, it'll fire like that, and it'll take your ammo off on each shot instead of one block. It just looks a bit nicer. And then that is my weapons. The other system I do have for this, so I wanted to have a system so if the player went into terrain, they would turn invisible or they'd be hidden. At the moment, I've got them set to hidden in game, and when you come out, you regain your visibility. What I am looking in to do is looking at Fursnal, I think it's pronounced, shaders or outline shaders. I was thinking of using I was going to have it by object, so when you move into it, the player gets the meshes, the materials get changed, but the problem is because they have a lot of sub-materials in there, it'll be proven quite hard to do and quite expensive. So I'm going to be looking to do it using a post-process, so you'll be able to see the outline of the character or the tank when you go in there, so it doesn't completely disappear. Yeah, I'm just going to pop out, and obviously you can cycle through the weapons using the bumpers as well. So when you move, you'll just change and just keep cycling through as you do. I'm just going to jump out of the game and just switch to the heavy tank, just so then you can see the EMP effect. Okay, so we're back in with the EMP effect. At the moment, it does affect itself, because at the moment I don't have any functionality to test on the other tank. So as I move forward, when I press B, it will set off a particle, and then for 5 seconds I can't move, and then the control will be regained back to me, which would be prove super useful. So yeah, that's my tank game.